first invited me to speak tonight, my initial reaction was to say no. I said no because I realised that my cadetship journey as a current cadet was about to end. Now, I want each and every one of you to imagine if you had something so refreshing, something so supportive, and something so overwhelmingly life-changing as the Doxa Cadetship Program, why would you want it to end? But as I thought more about Lauren's invitation, I realised that speaking to each and every one of you tonight is the distillation of what the cadetship journey is all about. It's about stepping outside of my comfort zone, being open in a supportive environment, and to assist my fellow peers and those that come after me. So tonight I'm going to share with you a little bit about my cadetship journey and the groups of people that I will be forever grateful for. So when I look at my journey, the three groups of people that really helped shape it would be, number one, the Doxa Cadetship staff and the Doxa team. Number two, my mentors at JB Weir. And number three, my fellow Doxa peers. Starting with the Doxa team, led on by Pip, Kamari, Lauren, and countless others in the Doxa family. They've been so supportive throughout my 3 years in the Doxa Cadetship. The one event that I look forward to every single year would have to be the annual cadetship camp organised by Pip and the team. I remember in my 3rd year camp, just under 12 months ago now, I was incredibly deflated. Coming into camp, I was juggling 3rd year of a Bachelor of Commerce. I was juggling a part-time job and the dreaded graduate applications, none of which has been working well. So going to camp, I was down and out, but I didn't tell anyone my issues. So it was incredibly surprising to me that come Saturday, which is the first full day of camp, Pip organised 3 back-to-back speakers talking on the topic of failure, the topic of adversity, and the topic of overcoming that and being true to myself. So for that, I'll be incredibly grateful for what you've done, not only in my journey, but others as well. Moving on to my mentors at JB Weir, Mike Kendall and Louise Garrick. When I first walked through the doors at JB Weir, a little bit over 3 years ago now, I doubted myself. I doubted my abilities to contribute to the team, and I doubted my ability to add value. Because here I am, just fresh out of high school, sitting next to colleagues that's been in the business for 20, 30, even 40 years. What does an 18-year-old have to contribute? But Mike and Louise soon settled me into the JB Weir team. I remember early on my cadetship, Louise organised a lunch that was attended by people a little less senior than Mike and Louise. And I'll be incredibly grateful for this lunch because this allowed me to network with others in the JB Weir business, and it opened the doors for me to work in their business divisions to see how the overall JB Weir brand and JB Weir as an entity comes together. And I'm still in frequent contact with people in this lunch today. And Another thing about Mike and Louise, I remember very soon after my first rotation on Mike's private wealth management team, Louise sat me down and she asked me a simple question. She asked, Ewe Jin, where do you want to work next? I thought about this for a moment and I said to Louise, I want to work downstairs in the back office to see how operations and processing fits together with the front office in order for JBWeir to deliver for its clients. Louise's mouth dropped in horror, to say the least, and she said, Ewe Jin, people that go through JBWeir start from the back office and make their way to the front. To which I cheekily said, there's a first for everything. But looking back at my time at JBWeir, what I've noticed is that I really treasure the advice and guidance given to me by Mike and Louise. They've been so supportive of me during my time at JBWeir, and they've been so supportive of me to pursue other opportunities. They were incredibly supportive when I took up an internship with the Global Investment Bank over in Hong Kong and Singapore, and they were supportive of me when I interned at a boutique corporate advisory firm a few levels down in this building. The final group of people that I'd like to mention are my fellow cadets. You see, my fellow cadets are more than just a valuable network of high-achieving individuals. We motivate and support each other, and it's inspiring to see what each and every one of you are doing in your own respective studies and pursuits to really make this world a better place. I wish I could talk about every one of you tonight, but we do have to go home and go to work tomorrow. So I'll make this short. To Mukhtar Hazara, who's not here tonight, he is quite literally changing this world. He has represented Australia in the United Nations on a number of occasions, taking the plight of refugees and asylum seekers with him all the way to the top. He's also involved in his local community, having volunteered his time in his local constituency. Jack Lai, who always brings the banter to these Doxa events, you're gonna have a shout out. It's so inspiring to see your entrepreneurial spirit shining when you started an automotive workshop alongside your dad and your relative. And to Mukhtar Nazari, who is quite literally the life of Doxa. I was incredibly moved when you shared your personal story of how you settled in Australia, the struggles that you've been through, and also the work that you're doing to help the Hazaras in Australia. So that's my cadetship journey. Before I wrap up tonight, I'd like to address the few people in this room. First of all, to the new cadets at the back. I was in your very shoes 3 years ago. I was young, I was hungry, and I was naive enough to believe. And sometimes it's that belief that's all you need. Because Doxa will be there every step of the way, backing you, just as you back yourself. Or in my case, even when I didn't back myself. I see the potential in each and every one of you to really grow with Doxa and make a difference in your respective fields and your respective pursuits. And I look forward to hearing your stories in the not too distant future. And then there's the rest of us. I don't know what capacity each and every one of you are here tonight. But what I do know is that one way or another, you're part of the Doxa family. And what that means is that you've helped shape the lives of cadets like myself and those that may come after me. Because you see, Doxa is more than a brand, it's more than just a logo, and it's more than just the likes on Instagram. Doxa is about the personal stories of each and every one of us, of cadets, of alumni, of staff, of supporters, of mentors. And you should never discount the multiplicative effect of one's involvement, one's support, and one's contribution to Doxa. So thank you for being here tonight. And lastly, to my family, thank you for believing in me and for allowing me to pursue all that I seek. Thank you.